dispensing rate in Lauderdale County was 100.
All right, welcome back in to another week of Mornings in Meridian here on News Talk 102.1 WALT, about 9 minutes into the 7 o'clock hour, the two best hours of local live talk radio here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Who are we? I am Rob. Good morning to you. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. And joining me, he's back for another roll of shows this week. It's Charles Frazier.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good. Did you have a good weekend?
I did, yeah.
Fantastic.
Watched a lot of football.
Football.
Yes.
Football.
Not any of the results that I had hoped for, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was
disappointing.
It was a little interesting this weekend. All I can say is we start the show this morning. Well, let's get all this show stuff out of the way. 601-485-9191 is our number. If you want to give us a shout, let us know what's going on out there this morning. Of course, we're on your radio dial at 102.1 FM, online at WALTmeridian.com, and we're doing that Facebook Live thing and on YouTube. So as we roll here on this Back to Work Monday. So
we are like multimedia.
We're everywhere.
Everywhere.
Y'all boys on that radio.
On that YouTube-y
on
thing.
that YouTube thing and that Facebook thing.
On to Google.
Or as my mom likes to say, the Facebook.
The Facebook.
The Facebook.
The cesspool is also known as.
The Facebook.
The Facebook. Oh.
As we start the show this morning, there is a lot going on. Of course, we're 2 days away from the second GOP presidential debate. We might touch on that, because I know that's going to be an exhaustive topic on Wednesday and Thursday as well. But and of course, we're a week and a day away from the big vote here in Lauderdale County, so we'll get to that. But all I know is we start off the new week together when the news is covering Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce as one of its top stories. You know, it was a slow news weekend.
Yeah, it's right. So I'm not going to watch the news if that's the case. That's really that.
Okay. Here's the bottom line of my story. Okay, all right. Hear me out here.
Okay.
So Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City, heck of a football player,
arguably the best tight end in the league right now.
No
one
doubt
of the best
about
ever.
it.
Yeah.
So him and his brother played in the Super Bowl against each other. His brother Jason played. I think is he still playing for the Eagles?
Yeah, he's still lineman for the Eagles.
I thought he was still with the Eagles. So they had the mom and all that kind of hoop blah blah back during the Super Bowl, and of course they've made commercials now going into this season. It's a cute little story. So he starts tweeting or Xing or whatever you want to say, Instagramming to Taylor Swift and says, "Hey, you rocked out Arrowhead Stadium where the Chiefs play. Come watch a game and watch me rock out Arrowhead Stadium and see who gets the better reaction." Well, she took him up on it, and she was at the game. And, of course, there's been a lot of speculation whether they're dating or not. And, well, they left the stadium hand in hand last night. So
I didn't know that part.
Was it more of a there's cameras around or what? But all I know is, Charles, that this is the number one story after a weekend.
Yeah.
That Fox is covering. The New York Post has a cover story on it. I'm like, we are really in a slow news cycle.
Yeah, but it's really, does anybody really care? I mean,
that's what I was at.
I got to say,
I mean, really?
I admire Kelce and his skills on the ball field, but beyond that, don't care about his personal life, and I really don't care about Taylor Swift. I know there's a lot of Taylor Swift fans out there, and I'm not saying that she's not talented or anything like that. I just,
what's a Swifty?
Swifty?
What's a Swifty?
It's a Tom Swifty. Well, you know what? The whole thing about the story that gets me is that Travis Kelce actually went to a Taylor Swift concert.
A grown man admits that.
He's more than grown. He's about 6'8", maybe 6'6". Yeah, I mean, he's a big boy.
He's a big fella.
I'm not going to tell him not to go, but I would question. I think that if any of us went, I'd question your manhood at that point.
Check your card at the door,
That's
boy.
That's right. You going to what now? You said, what? With a bunch of teenage girls. Yeah, I mean, okay, that's fine. Whatever.
I just know when I turn the news.
You, Travis.
I just know when I turn the news on this morning and Fox is covering it like it's a major news story, I'm like, what the heck? What else is going on, really?
There's got to be something else. I mean, migrants, can we talk that? The strike, whether it's Hollywood or the auto workers or something.
Man. I just thought it was kind of a funny way to start the morning. And when I turned on the tube this morning, that's the first thing I saw. And I'm like, what am I living in a parallel universe? And, well, guess what? They got us talking about it, so they've done their job. So there you go. So congratulations. Hope you have a happy 1 week relationship or whatever it is.
I don't care. Right.
Let's take this opportunity to come back to normalcy and thank our friends over at Martin Roofing. And I'm going to tell you what, Charles, I remember a story you told about Martin Roofing where someone got a roof done at their house and they even done the doghouse too.
They did, yes.
I mean, that's fantastic.
No, it's my in-laws. I mean, true story. Yeah, of course, Martin Roofing, everybody uses them anyway. I've been doing roofing right for over 30 years. Anyway, my in-laws out in West Lauderdale, they had the roof replaced by Martin Roofing. And they didn't even ask. They just did the doghouse, re-roofed it. I mean, it's not a huge, elaborate doghouse, but, I mean, how cool is that? And, of course, everything was cleaned up perfectly. So call Doug Martin Jr. or Doug Martin Sr., 601-485-5920. They'll be glad to help with all your roofing needs. And that's just kind of an indication of the level of service that they provide. They're very meticulous about the roofs that they put on, and they'll even do your doghouse. Unreal. So if you're a husband that spends a lot of time in the doghouse, you can get a new roof as well from Martin Roofing. 601-485-5920. Martin Roofing.
All right, fantastic. Let's go to the phone line this morning at 601-485-9191. Hey, caller, good morning.
Mabel, get that umpire. He didn't know that was a strike.
All right.
Yeah.
Think about it.
It's Monday.
No, think about this. The auto union is asking for like 36 to 40% increase in their pay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who else is going to get something like that? Nobody. Why do they deserve it? They don't. They make more than most people already. So what are they complaining about? Oh, yeah. So many of them have those lake houses up there. That, little cabin on the lake they can take vacations in, as well as their normal house. And yes, they do, because I've seen union members, met some that have that. I don't know what they're complaining about.
So what is Biden going to do? Is he actually going to go up there and walk on the picket line with these folks today?
Oh, he's going to photo op this out.
Is he actually going to be able to walk the picket line?
I don't think he'll be walking much.
Well, they're going to cherry pick the pickers at that point. They're like, "Are you a Democrat? Can we see your card? Okay, how do you feel about this?"
And they'll
All
have
right.
one person on each side of his arm to be sure they hold him up straight as he walks.
Here's your ice cream, and just walk. Walk the line.
Right.
Don't say anything,
Well,
Joe, please.
First they'll have to sweep all the sidewalks. I mean, a little pebble, and hey, we have a president with his face planted in the concrete.
You're right about
Yeesh.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good photo op.
No. But I'm glad to see that the writer's strike got done over the weekend. Looks like.
Is it
But
over?
I think they're about to get that done, and the UAW strike continues. So
Couldn't
there
really
you go.
care about that one either.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, hey, wow, you're right.
well, I have a solution.
Left-wing
So,
writers will be able to tell us all kinds of liberal BS on television again.
that's right. A little more wokeism. That's great. Yeah.
A little more woke, yeah. And you know what I think? They ain't woken up to smell the coffee.
Yep, that's right.
And think about this. Has there ever been a union that has done anything in the last 40 years that has actually helped all workers in America? They claim that they're doing this for everybody's safety rules and all that. And now we have so many laws that the only thing they really can argue about is money. And hey, the Auto Workers Union owns, 3 hotel resorts that they bought with union dues. So, hey, I don't feel sorry for them.
Nah.
And they ought to be asking their union leaders why they get a pittance of a salary while these union leaders are drawing their full union salaries, and why they're out there walking the picket line, their dues are being spent on BS. Electing liberals that will, make America a third world country. Think about it. You're going to, if they can mandate EVs, right? They're voting against their own self-interests.
Well, that's kind of one of the major problems is the EVs and how that's going to be a shift in manufacturing. And I don't think that a lot of the EV plants right now are unionized, which means that, okay, the more and more of those that are in production that are online for the EVs, the less union members you have. So I think that they see maybe the end of the union in sight. And so they're trying to leverage their power. And certainly they do have a lot of power. But, my solution for this is you've got all these migrants staying in hotels in New York and various other places. Why don't we ship those to Detroit and various other places, St. Louis and so on, and have them work in the factories? And they probably do it for minimum wage or slightly above.
Oh, heck yeah.
Because most of them came here wanting to work. I mean, let's be honest. I don't think they're all here just to, kind of milk the system. I think that they're here to work and probably send money home, and that's fine. But, if they're ready to work, we've got a huge labor pool just sitting there. And we're paying for the hotel rooms. So put them to work.
Hey, why can't the motor companies, just fire all of them. Just fire everyone.
A la
and hire
Reagan
bunch
of the air traffic controllers in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
but
right.
the problem is the liberals back when decided that they would help the unions because the unions would give them lots of money.
Well, it's a huge
They
voting
pass
block
all
for them.
kinds of laws. You can't fire people now for walking off the job if they say it's a union issue. Okay,
Well,
think about
I
it.
wonder about that. In certain states, like Mississippi, right to work state, I think we can fire for, any cause that we deem appropriate. I don't know.
Not if
Are
it's a union member.
Are the unions protected under that?
Federally
I never worked
protected.
with it. Okay.
So you're kind of sitting there looking at it. That's like Frankenstein and the werewolf teaming up. Two bad things. Liberal politicians and unions.
There you go.
So my idea, fire them all. Close the plant. Just, if they're striking the plant, tell them you're closing the plant for 3 months. You want to be off without pay? Hey, here's 3 months of, getting $26 or $36 a week.
I think you get $500 a week from union. They have the union has about $850 million in strike wages that they've got in reserve. Wow! And I think that
they won't touch it.
Well, no, they're paying everybody $500 a week right now, but it's enough if the entire UAW went on strike, they would have enough to pay everybody for 3 months.
Yeah.
Because according to the article I read, now
and then they would be out of money.
Well, yeah, they would be. That part of it, that's just the strike fund. Now, what other funds they have? You're talking about resorts and other things too. I'm sure they have a lot of other resources.
Yeah,
but
you start draining those.
Oh yeah, you do. That's
then
right.
They can't give as much to the Democrats either.
Their power diminishes. Mm-hmm.
Right, their power diminishes. Close the plant for 6 months. They can do the auto companies can do that. And after 3 months, under federal law, I believe they can fire, just let everybody go and say, hey, you're out of work. So then they can go and hire anybody.
Migrants. Yeah.
I tell you what, if I were opening a company right now, I would put out the word that there will be no union members hired. If you're a member of any union, you're gone. You're not ever going to get hired. And the reason is I would take care of my employees, which most major companies do. They have health insurance. They have paid vacation. They get bonuses. They all the stuff.
There you go.
So it's a political thing, and it's also a greed thing of the upper echelons of the union. When the unions realize that, they're supporting their own demise by supporting Democrats. Once they realize that, things will get straightened out.
All right. Well, sounds like a winner. Appreciate you this morning.
Mabel, get me out of here.
Mabel?
All right. There you go.
Mabel got him.
There you go. Go get Mabel some breakfast, and there you go.
Oh,
so,
yeah. I'm
so
hungry.
the strike continues. Yeah, Biden is going to be on the picket line there with the workers, photo opping.
Yeah, but it's funny when you look at the trend of, a lot of the unions used to be very much Democratic as far as their political persuasion, and now I think that they're much more swinging to the right, and so I wonder what his reception is going to be like.
Ford Motor Company said yesterday that despite progress in some areas, it still has significant gaps to close on key economic issues before it can reach a new labor agreement with the United Auto Workers Union. Says the issues are interconnected and must work within an overall agreement that supports our mutual success. The UAW, which on Friday cited real progress in talks with the number 2 U.S. automaker, did not immediately comment. So sounds like they're still well away from each other. But yeah, caller mentioned there the I guess the pay increase that they are looking over an expanded period of time was like, 41%, something along those lines.
Yeah,
they're
trying to do about 20%. So, but we ought to call them and say, hey, we got plenty of room down here in Meridian. Come on down. Come on down.
It said in contrast to Ford, the UAW has expanded strikes against General Motors and Chrysler parent, the other auto worker or auto plant or whatever it is, to 38 parts distribution centers rather across the U.S., it was not immediately clear if main table bargaining took place with GM over the weekend. So yeah, we got folks still doing the picketing.
Yeah.
So,
and more of them now. So
yeah. But yet the writer's strike
turn up the heat.
But yet the writer's strike's almost over.
Rather watch reruns anyway.
There you go. Let's go back to the phone line at 485-9191. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning. How y'all doing today?
We're
Morning.
doing good, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Hey, I had a thought last night. I know I'm changing the subject a little bit here, but
That's fine.
the border, with all these people coming across the border and these 18 and 45-year-old single men, why don't we gather all of them up and just send them to Ukraine?
Oh.
Huh?
Not a bad idea.
Let them fight over there. Let them earn their biscuit.
Yeah, since we're sending so much money over there, we could send that over there. Yeah.
There you go. We send them tanks, missiles, and refugees.
It's kind of like a meal there, and as an add-on, we'll give you some refugees.
Right. We're
Yeah,
throwing them in.
Yeah, we're throwing them in.
Little
Yeah.
land
Like
yap.
salt and pepper with them refugees?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Would you like some pepper, sir?
Frank it up.
There you go. I love it.
Put that stuff on everything.
There you go. I love it. Extra.
But
extra.
anyway, that's just a thought, you know? I mean, seriously, if they want to do something with all these people and give them, let them earn their keep. Set them over there. Let them fight on the Ukraine flag.
But they can't do that. They got to keep them here so they can vote.
Ooh. Say it ain't so.
Well, they can vote when they come back, if they come back.
Hey,
There you go.
fair enough.
All right. Appreciate you out there this morning.
Anyway, that's just a thought this morning.
Thank you, sir, for your call.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.
You too. 601-485-9191. It's not a bad idea, to be honest with you.
Well, send them to the auto plants and Ukraine.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, caller, good morning to you.
I know you got up against a break, but real quick, and I'm a little late tuning in, excuse me.
Wow.
I was not late turning in last night.
I imagine
was
not.
tuning in this morning. There's been some information released about the bond issue.
Okay, come on.
And it's about the budget and how it's increased in the last 2 years, $32 million. Matter of fact, it's more than a 50% increase. Has that been confirmed?
You know, we had done some research on that once upon a time, and we had compared some budgets. I want to say it was this past year compared to, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago?
2018-19, I think.
Yeah, I believe it was the 2018-19 school year, and it was a dramatic increase.
It was $60 million up to $90 million for the current year.
Yeah.
Right.
And where did that come
Actually,
from?
2021 to 23-24, it jumped.
Yeah.
Let me say this real quick. Did you watch the thing on TOK?
No, sir. I was in Starkville last night doing a ball game, so.
Okay, well, it was interesting, but they kept saying, they said several times that they were going on the advice of the bond attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be sure that you understand, everybody understands, that the bond attorney for the Lauderdale County School Board has a vested interest in this bond issue. If it passes, they're going to make a nice fee out of it. And they're going to try to design this thing to every advantage to so that it will pass, disregarding the voters, the students on the day of the election, and things of that nature. It just blows my mind. It really does.
Yeah, we were about to dive back into bond issue talk here in a minute because we've got 2 more of these, I guess you would call them open discussion type meetings this week before we get to the vote next Tuesday. So,
Who is the attorney of record for the...
Clarkdale at 6 o'clock, I believe.
yeah, Clarkdale's the next one tomorrow night. Yeah. Charles is about to ask, who is the bond attorney? Do we know that?
Probably the big firm out of Jackson that handles that.
There you go.
Uh,
All right.
All right, time to break.
Yeah,
Bye.
time for break. Yeah, you're right. So he knows the show very well.
He does. Yep.
We're
be a part of it.
We're gonna take that hard break. We got some Fox News, Your Money Now, and more of your phone calls. And yes, we'll get back into bond talk because, folks, we're a week and a day away. We're right here on the doorstep. So we'll take a break. We'll be back. A little Sarah Evans, no particular reason. It's Mornings in Meridian. 601-485-9191. Taking a look at the birthday list today, Charles. Pretty good birthdays today on the celebrity end of things. Michael Douglas celebrating a birthday today. He is 79.
Okay.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Basic Instinct, where we saw a lot.
Right.
Basic
Romancing the Stone.
Romancing the Stone, yeah. And it's real interesting that his wife, Catherine Zeta-Jones, also has a birthday today.
They both planned it that way?
I don't know. She's 54 today. Mark Hamill, of course, Luke Skywalker. He is 72 today. Also, Heather
Luke, it is your birthday.
Heather Locklear.
Wow, that's a blast from the past.
62 today.
Okay.
Will Smith, Mr. Slapper and all. I'm going to slap Chris Rock. He is 55 today. Of course, the Fresh Prince.
Does he get 55 slaps for his birthday?
Yeah, I guess so.
56,
Yeah.
one for luck.
And if he were still with us, Superman would have had a birthday today. Christopher Reeve would have been 71 today. Of course, we lost him. That's been 2004 is when we lost him.
19 years, huh?
And also NBA Hall of Famer Scottie Pippen has a birthday today, 58. And the late iconic, they say journalist on here, Barbara Walters would have been 94 today.
Walters.
And
Really?
also throw this one in there.
Uh-oh, there's more.
The late author William Faulkner was born on this day back in 1897. So there you go. Some birthdays. So not a bad list today. Some pretty good ones. So we got a caller hanging on the line. Caller, hang on just for another moment because we got to thank our good buddy Billy Adam Calvert and his awesome staff just down the road in Marion at Southern Business Supply.
That's right. Say no to those big box stores and shop local at Southern Business Supply. You know what I do? I go to their website, southernbusinesssupply.com. I've already filled out my info, and I'm just ready to go. I point, click, and shop, and it is there the next day. Whether it's pens, paper, office supplies, spring water coolers, break room supplies, cleaning supplies, you name it, they've got it. They've also got an in-house designer for furniture, and they've got all kinds of office furniture up there. Go see them at their store, 5685 Dale Drive. Or, as I said, go to southernbusinesssupply.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. 601-485-2447. I'll get you in touch with them. Buy local. Your money stays here. And once again, say no to those big box stores. southernbusinesssupply.com.
All right, of course, we'll go back over the voting locations again this morning.
So confused.
For the bond issue and go over all of that info because we got two more of these open discussions this week. So we'll give you the times on that coming up shortly as well. But let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Mega morning, true American patriots.
Highs. Morning.
Well, a little short comment about unions.
No, boy, the union.
Just a short one. Okay.
Right. The unions are the reason the little man has anything. Do you think the employers, when the unions first got started, cared about the employee at all? No, somebody carried a placard and marched to get safer working conditions, better hours, better benefits and pay, because the employer is covered by greed. All right, so all the decent jobs usually are union jobs, and it's protection that the employer doesn't hire scabs and rats to work those jobs. So when everybody complains about the union, they don't understand the power of the union. I worked for UAW. I was a UAW member when I worked for Delco for a while.
You worked at Delco? I didn't know you worked at Delco. My father worked at Delco for years.
Well, I wasn't out there a whole long time. I was there what they call a casual hire. Well, I didn't have voting rights in UAW. I didn't have protection rights. But I believe in the power of the union.
Yeah.
So I was UAW. I joined UAW before dinner the first day. And I have seen it work in my case. Mm-hmm. But just like any other organization, it is a chain is no stronger than its weakest link. I have a friend of mine, well, the union doesn't help my daddy. He paid union dues for 30 years and yada, yada, yada. I said, did he ever go to a meeting? Was he involved, or did he just pay the dues? You know, if you're not informed, you're not going to be part of the solution. Well, guess what? You're part of the problem. But on this school bond issue, we got just, it's a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
And everybody, you need to go vote your heart and mind. Make your voice heard. I know they have done this and tweaked it till they win. Oh, it's inconvenient. Oh, I've got to drive. Well, how far do you drive for something that's not worth this much? Do you drive further to go to a damn football game? I mean, this is fixing to affect a lot of people. And if you're not willing to put your vote out there, just shut your mouth. Go vote and show these people your power that you're not going to take it. Enough is enough, and rub their nose in it. They've got a vested interest in winning this bond issue. Their attorneys, the people, there's many unanswered questions about how this money will be dispersed and spent. And the power is vested in the people, but it is of no use unless you exercise it. Now, everybody will have more excuses than a backslidden Baptist why they didn't go vote. No, it's too far to drive. Oh, it's an inconvenience, this, that, and another. Well, you deserve what you get. If you want to be a sheep, go bye, bye. But if you want to roar like a lion, get out there and put your mark on that ballot and vote no, hell no, and tell them where to go. Roger that.
There we go. I was hoping he'd do a lion roar there. He did the...
he did that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted the other...
Was it a goat or a sheep? I don't know. But either way. Bah.
So there you go. But yeah, bond issue vote is like I said, a week from tomorrow.
It is.
And just go over the information with you folks again about the voting precincts for the bond issue. There are going to be 4 locations that they will have open next Tuesday from 7 until 7. That's the only thing that hasn't changed about this is the voting times.
Okay.
Will remain the same.
Excellent. Consistency. That's what we like.
District voters residing in these precincts, Bailey, Center Hill, Collinsville, Martin, or Cicalina, you will vote at West Lauderdale Elementary School. District voters residing in the precincts of 17, Causeyville, Odom, Benville, Wynot, and Mount Gilead, you will vote at Southeast Middle School. District voters residing in the precincts of the Landing on 39, New Lauderdale, Daleville, East Lauderdale, Marion, Kewanee, Russell, or Tumsuba, you will vote at Northeast Middle School. And district voters residing in these precincts, Pickard, Clarkdale, Meehan, South Nellyburg, 0, you will vote at Clarkdale Attendance Center. Okay. So those are the precincts once again for the vote. Next Tuesday, 7 until 7. And once again, this is straight from Donna Jill Johnson. Voters inside the city limits are not eligible to vote on this county school bond election on October the 3rd. Most every voter outside the city limits can vote with the exception of a few which are considered located inside the actual separate school district. Refer to your voter registration card. If it has a number under the category school district, it'll say SCHD. If it has a number, you're good to go. But if it has SEP, you're not good to go. So just kind of be sure you check out your voter registration card.
SEP-SOL.
Yep, there it is. Again, I'm going to hold it up there to the camera again for you folks watching on Facebook.
So multimedia.
Yeah, you see the circles right there. It says SEP, no, and then, of course, the number, yes, there. So if you got a number there, you're good to go. And, of course, we'll read the bond language again, and we got another weekend to do.
We got it memorized at this point. Anyway,
we pretty much do. So we pretty much
beautiful bean footage.
So there you go. But if you have any more questions, you can call us here at the station, 485-9191, or you can call Donna Jill's office, 601-693-1683. Let's go back to the phone line here at the station. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I just want to make sure the voters at West Lauderdale know exactly where to go to vote.
Come on.
I don't know if that's been discussed. It's going to be right inside the front door when you go in the carport
Okay.
in that hallway,
All right.
which is going to make it extremely chaotic
Sure.
at from 7 to 8, and also in the afternoon pickup. It's going to be very chaotic.
And that's what someone was talking to me about this over the weekend. We were talking about the bond issue vote and it being during a school day. And folks usually like to vote either in the morning or in that afternoon hours. And that's something that has not been discussed a whole lot.
Exactly. And school officials are aware of that because they even suggested that they would move the voting location during those hours and then move it back after those hours have passed.
Oh, man.
So during this,
They were told quickly, that's a no.
oh,
You don't move a polling location.
Well, here's a question I've got, and my schedule's so chaotic I have not been able to make any of these discussions yet. But has the question been brought to the attention of Dr. Kane and these officials? Are they going to have designated parking? Are they going to have signage up? I mean, how is that going to work when you go to these 4 precincts?
Well, that's also going to be the problem at West Lauderdale. All the employees that park out front are not going to need to park there because those spaces are going to need to be available for voters.
And handicap parking, too. So.
Exactly. And they also suggested, because they were worried about the amount of voters that might be coming into that area, locking the door and only letting a certain amount of people in, and they were told very quickly that cannot happen. You cannot lock the door of a polling place.
well, now aren't schools locked anyway? Don't they restrict visitors based on security issues?
They can't lock it down during an election.
Well, I know that. Well, you rarely have an election at a school.
Well,
so,
but
I mean,
here
for the
comes
safety of the children, and we talked about that, kind of a weeks ago when they said they were going to be at schools. So now we have an open campus for that one day,
Yes,
which
you
is
do.
just crazy.
And especially at West Lauderdale, where it's going to be right inside the front door.
Right.
That seems to be quite a concern. And I also heard this rumor, I don't know if it's true, but that the school board or the school system now says they don't have the money available to pay for this election, but they will be reimbursing. Now, if that's not true, then somebody probably needs to clarify that.
Wow.
So just want to put that out there. So if anybody from the school system can clarify whether they're not up front going to pay for this election, it would be nice. Because that rumor is out there.
Checks in the mail.
And I'll hang up and listen.
All right, thank you. All right,
Thank you.
601-485-91. We've talked about the security part of this since the beginning.
Sure.
I mean,
and we've had no clarification as to what increased security measures are going to be taken.
Yeah.
They ought to have this as in an isolated area of the school, whether that's the gymnasium or wherever that's going to be. And then, guess what, kids? No gym today because we've got this special election going on. Yeah. It also has a separate entrance, I would imagine, that all gyms do in these schools. So,
they do. Yeah.
That would be, to me, the simple solution, but I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. The high school gyms, the one at West Lauderdale is right there behind the football field. It's pretty easy access there. The one at Clarkdale, pretty easy access to get to that. There's a lot of parking there that they could have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the gyms, make perfect sense. Or, hey, you know what even makes more sense than that?
What's that?
How about we have the election not tomorrow, not next
week.
Tuesday, but the following Tuesday when fall break is going on.
Oh, my goodness, that's crazy. Or even the following month when there's a
November
election. No. Stop that. That's crazy talk.
Phone lines are lighting up. Let's go to line 2. I know we got line 1 ringing, but let's go to line 2 here. Hey, caller, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Morning.
How's everyone today?
It's
Monday.
It's Monday.
Right.
There you go. There's your answer.
Yeah, and we're knee deep in this school bond issue.
Yeah, we're
waist deep, I think.
We're almost a week away. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to input this because I didn't discover this until a couple of weeks ago. My daughter-in-law teaches in the county school system. I don't know if people are aware of this. This training facility issue is a done deal, regardless of whether the vote goes through or not.
Sure, absolutely.
So So you either have to vote yes, that you're okay with raising taxes to pay for it, or if you vote no, then the funds are going to be removed from the school budgets.
Yeah, because they've already.
Okay, so they're going to get that $12 million from other schools, a little bit here, a little bit there.
They're going to get it from the budgets of the county schools.
Wow.
So
Okay.
either way, it's a done deal.
See, my understanding was, talking to Rob and Dr. Kane, that they were just going to scale back the program so that the $8 million would just be in play for that facility. And so they wouldn't do maybe they were talking about solar and airplane mechanics and things like that, and they would kind of maybe put those on the table for a later time when the budget would, kind of accommodate that. But that's interesting that you say that they're going to pull that money from other schools.
They're going to pull it from the budget.
Okay.
The budgets that they've
That's not
allocated
good.
for the
Yeah.
county schools.
Interesting.
Because they're just
So
awash
one way
in
or
money,
the
all the
other,
other schools. Yeah.
Right. One way or the other, it's going to be paid for.
Sure.
The facility is a done deal. Either way the vote goes.
Yeah. Bottom line is, do you want your taxes to go up or down, or stay the same or go up?
Right. Or do you want your children deprived of even more of what they need?
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for sure. So, hey, appreciate you this morning.
So, okay, just wanted to pass
Good
that
info.
info
All right.
along.
Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Okay.
601-485-9191. Caller, hang on just one moment because we got to thank our friends down at Premier Paint and Body. You can't miss them, right next door to Johnson Dodge.
That's right, providing the best auto body work and quality paint jobs for over 30 years here in Meridian, over 90 years combined experience amongst that hard-working, dedicated staff led by Danny Shelton, of course. The results are like new. You got that ding, the dent, the scratch, whatever it is, and you bring it over there, it comes out of the shop, and it's a brand new car. Of course, no job is too small or too large. They'll give you a free estimate. They'll work with your insurance company. Of course, all their work has a lifetime warranty. Located right next to Johnson Dodge on Highway 39 North, open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. And this number, write it down, easy to remember, but when you need them, you need them. 601-482-PAINT. That's 601-482-7246 if your spelling ain't so good. Give them a call today. Premier Paint and Body. It is the Premier Paint and Body Shop here in town.
Don't forget, tomorrow night, Clarkdale High School Gym is going to be the next community discussion night. Clarkdale High School Gym, 6 o'clock. And then the final County School District Community Night discussion will be this Thursday at West Lauderdale Elementary School Gym. That will start at 6 o'clock.
I'd go to that one. It takes me about 3 hours to get up there. Oh, sorry, it's not that long. But
I don't hear no excuses.
man, I don't have enough gas in my tank to get up there.
All right, so those are the last two discussion nights. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Clarkdale High School Gym, and then Thursday night, 6 o'clock at West Lauderdale Elementary School Gym.
All right.
All right, let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning. Point of information concerning the special report yesterday on WTOK. John Mark Kane was asked a question about taxes.
Yes.
He recommended you call Donna Gill's office. Donna Gill has absolutely nothing to do with taxes.
Are you kidding me?
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
Just call Donna Jill. Yeah, that's the answer.
And Donna Jill's like, no.
Yeah, and she's not busy enough with
exactly.
elections.
Well, and
things
that's
like that.
and that's why we try to give all this information out. I know people get tired of it every day, but I think it's important first of all to get it out there. And plus, we're trying to relieve some of that. But if they're telling folks to do that, that's not in Donna Jill's ballpark to do that.
Absolutely not. None whatsoever. And let me make another point. The question was asked and never answered about the parking issue.
Wow.
For the elections,
I still got questions about that. So,
I do too, but of course, I'm over 65, and so I've taken care of my vote.
You just park wherever the hell you want anyway.
Well, what can I say? Accepted wisely.
That's right. What are you going to do? What are you going to give me a ticket? Come on now.
All right. It's just so interesting. Do we give them more money based on what we see from a budgetary standpoint? Or, it's just crazy.
It is.
Y'all have a great day and carry on. I'll be in the area all day long.
All day.
All right.
All right.
We'll look
Appreciate
for
it.
you.
All right. Jay Slade checking in again this morning. Let's go back to the phone line this morning. It's amazing when you start talking about this issue. It just
Well, and we're
rolling.
talking about the minutia of it, the parking and where to vote and how that's going to work with schools getting, coming, with the kids coming in and out of school and so on. And yeah, there are a lot of things. It's like nobody really thought this stuff out.
I mean, I'll say
it's going to be chaotic.
I mean, I'll say this. Working ball games and stuff I've worked ball games at all these campuses before, but I've never been on campus during a school day before.
I mean, I have, but it's been years.
But I'm just kind of like, where do I go? What do I do? It's
Right.
like, I mean, they're going to be like looking at this weird guy walking around campus, and
you get that a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I ain't no weirdo. I ain't no weirdo. I'm here to vote.
Stranger danger.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good
morning.
Hello.
Hey, we're here. We're here.
Yes. The lady that called in earlier stating that they were going to take this from the school budget.
Yeah.
When I read the appropriation bill, which is Senate Bill 3011, I believe that her statement is incorrect because this money, it says in the bill, shall be expended by the Mississippi Community College Board in programmatic collaboration with the Office of Workforce Development for the purpose of construction and or repair, equipment upgrades, and renovation projects associated with the CTE centers in the following school districts, and then it says Lauderdale County. So her stating that they're going to take it from the kids' budget, I think that is an opinion rather than an actual fact. So I just wanted to call in and make that statement.
Okay.
Yeah, and it could be, if you're looking at it's a $90 million budget now, but that may be an aberration due to COVID funds and that sort of thing coming through. But say it reverts back to $60 million, then you've got now 5 schools that you have to distribute those funds to. And are they going to focus a little bit more on the CTE? Yeah. I'm sorry?
Yeah, this $8 million in the bill is specifically for the center.
Right,
Yeah,
I know,
yeah,
but I'm
that's-
just talking about the annual budgets for the county school system for next year. How much of that is going to be diverted into the CTE? And I think that was the point that the caller was making. And I don't know that there are any restrictions on, kind of funneling more towards that and less towards the other 4 county schools.
Well, I think that it's separate. It's separately appropriated for a reason. Otherwise, why wouldn't it have just came directly into their budget for this? This was through a grant, I believe.
Right.
So I don't believe that they can blend funds in that manner.
Well, and that's for the construction,
that's definitely a question that I think the superintendent needs to answer.
Okay, yeah, and that's, I guess, one that would be...
That's all I had to say.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. That's
all right,
great.
We appreciate you this morning.
All right, thanks.
All right,
Have a good morning.
You
Bye-bye.
too. All right, 601-485-9191. Before we get to our Fox News break, let's thank our friends down at Battery One Source. Charles, I had a battery go out in my vehicle last week while you were gone. And, of course, where did we go? Battery One Source. They got it squared away in no time.
Oh, of course they did, because it's your one source for batteries here in town, located conveniently at 2618 North Frontage Road, in between exit 152 and 153. You can call John Dufour and his crew at 601-693-1500. Batteries for every need and description. Watches, remotes, cell phones, laptop computers. Of course, they have batteries for every make and model vehicle out there. And if your cell phone's broken, they got the best cell phone repairman in the business.
Said.
What?
Said.
Oh, said.
Yeah.
Open 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Battery One Source, your one source for all batteries. 601-693-1500.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after the Fox News update. All right, welcome back in. It's Mornings in Meridian as we get into our second hour of the two best hours of local live talk radio here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Our number, give us a call, 601-485-9191. It's all about you out there here in the Twin States. And, of course, we're online at WALTmeridian.com and doing that Facebook thing. WALT Talk Radio. Like us, follow us, and watch the show there live on the FB. And got Rob and Charles in this morning here on this Monday, starting off a fresh week. And let's talk about our friends up in Philadelphia at Doc's Toyota.
Fresh week at Doc's as well. Got all kinds of brand new 2023 Toyotas, Camrys, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras, Highlanders, Corollas, RAV4s, you name it, they've got it, and they got plenty of them. Of course, they have a huge selection of pre-owned inventory, and all of the pre-owned inventory have been through the rigorous multi-point Toyota inspection process, so you know it's a good quality car. And what we like to say around here is there is no deal like a Doc's deal. In fact, you can go up there and rent a car for about a week, see if you like it, drive it around, make sure you love that 4Runner or whatever it is that you're looking to buy, and then when you do decide you love it, go see them at Doc's. They're up there on Highway 16 West in Philadelphia, Mississippi. You can give them a call, 601-781-8017 for sales. And they strive for 5-star sales and service every visit you make. There is no deal like a Doc's deal. Doc's Toyota on Highway 16 West, Philadelphia, Mississippi.
All right, big hellos on Facebook to Miss LaWanda watching again this morning. One of our
Morning, LaWanda.
Yeah, hope she's having a great morning. She's got a lot of comments here about the school bond issue. She said they did not have to take the advice of the attorney. That's what her comment says. Nothing matches. They say some things different on the ballot than what they say at the meetings. I think a lot of people have brought up that issue. Things that are said at meetings, maybe it's different on the ballot.
Sure.
But, Mr. Danny, watching us this morning, said the more I learn about the bond, the more I feel like the people are being railroaded. Wonder who is filling their pockets.
Oh.
So there you go. So let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to comment on the lady that said that she had heard that money from the school's budget would have to be used on the CTE program if this didn't pass. Dr. Kane and Rob Smith, I don't know which one, at the Southeast meeting said, we have the money to complete the project and to carry on just at a smaller scale right now. So they would not be depleting the funds and taking from the children to do the building because they already have that. They just wouldn't be able to offer more.
Right.
So and it came from them in front of a group of people.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that.
And I think that the point the caller was making was, if nothing else, you now have 5 schools, and so you've got to staff 5 schools. You got to pay for all of the utilities and everything that goes along with that for those 5 schools, plus the supplies and everything for an additional school. But the budget hasn't increased unless you pass this bond issue. So, yeah, as far as the construction goes, I think they're limited to the $8 million that's given by the state if the bond issue doesn't pass. However, can they then divert some of that $60 million annual budget towards developing new programs over there? And by doing so, would they deny other schools a scoreboard at Clarkdale or whatever it's going to be? I mean, you can come up with 1,000 examples of things that may not get done at other county schools because they're using some of those funds to develop some of the programs at the CTE, in 2-3 years down the road, however long that's going to be if the $12 million doesn't pass. So I kind of got that to be the point. Maybe I'm misinterpreting what the previous caller was saying.
Sure.
But either way, it does suggest that, okay,
wow,
what is going on?
Wow, that's
all right.
That's loud.
Yeah.
Let me investigate this.
Yeah, we got a little investigation. But of course, where are those additional funds going to come from? So I guess that is the question.
All right, maybe I have to.
Yeah, you got that.
Knock it off out there!
What are they doing out there?
I don't know what that was.
Yeah, like a foghorn.
The things you hear at the radio
station.
Things you hear at the radio station.
Yeah. There it is again.
Is that the air unit? This is weird.
It is.
Is that the air unit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see if that worked. I turned it off, so that's not it. No, it's somebody cutting outside.
Ah, that's what it is.
There we go. I see him up in the camera above here. That's a weed eater out there.
Oh, okay.
All right. Got some yard work going on during the show this morning. But getting back to the bond issue deal here. The $8 million, of course, was specifically for the CTE building.
Mm-hmm.
So they've already spent, and like I said, I'm spitballing here, 1.5, I think, is what they've already spent on like asbestos and all the other
right, and clearing out purchasing the building, which I don't know what it was purchased for, and the land, the asbestos abatement, and also kind of gutting the building. So it's a shell right now. I've been in it, and that's kind of what it is. Okay. So that's actually not bad because it was a huge building. Asbestos abatement, of course, it ain't cheap.
Sure.
So they're now kind of at a point where they've got a shell and they're ready to construct.
So, but because the bottom line right now is if this thing does not pass, then I guess you would say whatever money they have left available for the state that is specifically designed to go toward the building is what they're going to have to use. But then again, what this caller was saying in the previous hour is a little bit different than what we've been talking about the last several weeks.
But that does raise the question.
Yeah, it does.
You now have 5 county schools with the same budget.
Another question.
Right. So that means that if you've got, and I know it went up to 90 million, but let's assume it reverts back to the 60 million or thereabouts, because I don't think that tax revenue has increased without the bond issue. So if you've got 60 million, it's now being divided by 5, not 4.
Sure.
Okay. And if they want to slowly add some of these programs, then more of those funds will be diverted towards the CTE in the future years, not in the current year, obviously. Then what does that mean for the rest of the county schools?
Sure.
So anyway, and that question has really not been answered either if it doesn't pass. Of course, if you're going to ask Dr. Kane, he's going to say it's going to pass and everything will be good.
Yeah,
but even so, that's all for construction. So then, once again, in a few years, when you've got 5 schools and not 4, and your revenue's the same, then how do you split that up? Yeah. The pie is not getting bigger, but the pieces are getting smaller.
I just keep going back to what we brought up in the previous hour about, and I wanted to bring this point up too because a friend of mine texted me during the break here. And I apologize for texters who text me during the show if I don't get back to you because we are a little busy from time to time.
We're cutting the grass.
She sent me a picture of the school line where parents go to pick up their children at West Lauderdale Elementary School. And the photo that she sent me, this was the entrance to the school from 2 to 3:15.
It looked like a Chick-fil-A line.
I mean,
but it
literally
wasn't moving as fast.
But it was backed up to God knows where. And the traffic is backed up down 495. This is on a regular school day. And the question that she brought forth was, how are voters supposed to get onto the school property if they go vote during that time of day?
Yeah.
Well, guess what's going to happen? If they drive from wherever they're driving from, and that's their polling precinct to go vote, they're going to see that, and guess what's going to happen? Forget this. I'm going to the house.
But another factor is that you've got all of these parents in line picking up kids, and what if they say, hey, I'm going to go vote?
Yeah.
Well, you can't do that, because you're going to hold up the line. So you're going to tell them they can't vote at that time? Okay, so we'll have to come back around and do it? Or
Can we do voting like Chick-fil-A?
That would be great.
Yeah, they come up there and they have a little mobile thing. We can just vote like that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mobile voting.
And I'll take 2 Chick-fil-A sandwiches, too, while I'm at it.
Yeah, if they got Chick-fil-A at the line out there, I'm going.
I'll vote up there.
I'm going.
That's my precinct
You
now.
darn right. I'm going to vote up there.
I'm voting for Chick-fil-A. Well, yeah. But, I mean, how many parents are going to want to go vote that way? I'm picking up my kid anyway or dropping them off. Can I just run in and it'll just take a second? Well, that line will then be what's usually 45 minutes, 3 hours.
Yeah, or longer. And this particular person also said Clarkdale pickup traffic is worse than this.
Wow.
So, there is the possibility that playing a factor in this. Will they get frustrated if folks go vote during that time of day?
Right.
And let's be honest here. How many individuals that actually work during the day are going to be able to go at lunchtime or, if they go after work, the line may be, it's just so many factors like that, but it just shows you more examples of how this is in a lot of people's eyes, being stacked a certain way.
It is, and I think that most people, when they say, okay, it's at a school, well, I'm not going to go during school hours because I don't know what the parking is going to be like. It's going to be chaotic, kids running around, blah, blah, blah. So they're going to go after, which means that it's going to be compressed once again between 5 and 7 or 4 and 7.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah,
I wonder. I'd love to hear, on Wednesday, just what people are saying about how difficult. Not this Wednesday, of course, the Wednesday after the election,
next Wednesday.
How difficult it was to vote, and if it becomes such an issue, then are lawsuits warranted and things of that nature. I mean, if you tried to vote 3 times and couldn't get through, then wait a minute, it was too difficult.
I'm going to drive to my precinct and vote because I have to go vote at Clarkdale. I'm not going to vote absentee and do all that nonsense. I'm going to actually go vote. I'm going to drive across the county and go vote.
Bite the bullet.
That's where I'm going to. That's where I'm going to
fill
go
up your
vote.
Tank. Yep.
But I can't go vote during the morning, obviously, because I'm right
You'd be
here.
late.
I'd be late.
You'd pull a Roger.
I pull a Roger.
Yeah.
But do I need to go vote after the show to avoid maybe, this kind of traffic in the afternoon? Because, I usually don't leave work until around that time in the afternoon. So do I need to go after the show, or do I wait
I'm voting
later
about
in the
6:30.
evening?
I'll tell you that much.
I mean,
so
you're going to vote at 6:30.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my way home.
Yeah.
I pass it, and that's about the time I'm there. So and that's what I'm hoping is that'll be the least active time, but it'll probably be the backed up. But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah,
I will report.
But the individual that messaged me earlier, that does have a point, though. Some folks will get frustrated when they see that and be like,
forget it. Yeah,
deuces,
not worth
I'm
my
gone.
time.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
I can tell y'all how to undo that jigsaw puzzle.
Which one?
The school vote.
Uh-huh.
The grocery part of it.
Yeah.
And like between Biden lying all the time and everything from making up horror movies and everything, y'all need to take that sucker out. I mean, as far as put him in a wheelchair and roll him downhill. Everything but Biden has done and touched and everything, it's turned off.
Yep, it's definitely not a lot of positive to talk about for sure. So,
No.
yeah.
But y'all sounding good today, guys.
All right, well, appreciate you out there.
Yes, sir.
All right, bye-bye. All right, 601-485-9191. Got another comment here on Facebook this morning. Would the kids be late to class that day? That's another good question in the morning time with, kids that drive to school and, the lines to drop them off and stuff like that in the morning. Will they be late to get into the classroom that morning? Getting to voting locations before 7, getting line. If kids are late, it's their fault, not the voters. So, but just a couple of comments there on Facebook when we're talking about these voting at the schools and getting there certain times and stuff like that.
I just don't understand why they didn't do a virtual day. They're doing virtual days all the time. I mean, I think that there's still...
Wait till November!
I think there's still one in... Yeah, well, that would be the easiest thing. But, I mean, aren't they still... I don't have any kids in the county schools, so
well,
I'm not sure
I know they've done that in the past, obviously with COVID.
But I think that there was still, this year, there was still like one virtual day a week or something. Maybe it's one a month. But
I don't have any kids.
But even so, they got it all set up, ready to go virtually, right? So just do a virtual day that day. That'll be the easiest thing. I mean, it protects the kids from any security issues. It enables voters to get in and out whenever they need to,
Well, that's.
But it doesn't bring the teachers on camp.
That's been one of my bigger issues going through this is, we pray, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
When you have folks coming on your campus to vote.
The general public.
Everybody's public.
And you cannot exclude anybody.
And we just had this huge argument about what happened out in Uvalde with the doors to the school, security, the issues. And that was on a regular school day without folks that that are going to be on campus. So we're going to open up a bond issue vote on your campuses, knowing, and I hope they're going to have extra security. Another question.
Where's that coming from?
Where's that coming from?
Who's paying for it?
Who's paying for that?
Right.
So, but anyway.
Well, I do have somebody just texted me. A good friend of mine, Dennis, said that they had a virtual day about 3 weeks ago. So they are set up for the virtual days. Boom. It's just kind of, okay, pull the trigger. Everybody's going virtual this day.
Yeah.
Why not? You know? They could still do it for that matter.
Let's go to the phone lines.
Okay.
Hey, caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning.
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 Question for you.
We don't have a lot of answers this morning. We got a lot of questions ourselves.
We got no answers.
Wait, now, do we not vote for our school board representatives?
We do.
Well, why don't you give out the names of those that voted for this bond?
They all voted for it.
Well, they all voted for it with the exception of one.
Well, one only voted for he voted against the election.
Voted against the election, yeah.
The day of the election, but he voted for the bond anyway.
Yeah.
I wish you would list the name of all those that voted for it.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, they're on the board.
Yeah, we'll
and
get
so
that
we'll
list.
know next time who to vote for and who not to vote for.
That's a good point.
Well, yeah, I think that you're right. And when those elections come up,
they've done that to us. Let's get their names out so they can get their phone calls at home.
There you go. Come on.
All right. So I hope you find their names so we can know who they are.
Appreciate it.
We'll get 'em.
I've actually got them here, and I'll read them out here in just a second.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, 601-485-9191. The Lauderdale County Board of Education consists of the board president, Mr. Kelvin Jackson, board vice president, Mr. Dusty Culpepper, the board secretary, Mr. Josh Thompson, board assistant secretary, Mr. Michael Wilson, and board member, Mrs. Barbara Jones. So that is the Lauderdale County School Board right there that consists of 5 individuals. So
Barbara Jones didn't have a title, just board member. Everybody else is like assistant this or treasurer that, or
I know.
She was like, I ain't
I know
my name
Miss
up
Barbara.
there.
She
I know
just-
Miss Barbara too.
She just
You know,
put her on the board and be.
I know all those guys, and you know they're all really good people. So
Yeah, well, I know
you know.
I know 2 of them personally, good friends of mine too, and think the world of them.
Yeah.
And but you know, it is what it is on how the vote happened.
Yeah, I think they miscalculated as far as the public response to the way that this election is being conducted.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone line here. I'll tell you what, forget Fox News. Let's just roll with our next phone call. Let's do it. Hey, caller, good morning.
Yeah, I've never heard of such chaotic stuff in my life. They should have had it on a Saturday if they was going to do anything. But look, I'm going to say this.
It's college football. Come on, man.
I'm going to say this and get off. When they have that stupid stuff they got to have, this is, so they ain't no big surprise. Look, watch out for the old rusted vans with no license plate and the mattress in the back of it. You're going to have to keep an eye on them kids. And when you got people coming in like that, you're going to have some crazy people that's mixed up in them. So you better keep an eye on what's going on with these vehicles, especially the old rusted, no license plate. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Well, I mean, it goes back to security. You know, the security issue of these campuses, and I hope they prepare for that.
You're right, and I kind of laugh, but you know, there's a lot of truth to that, and it's horrifying when you think about it. But,
absolutely,
yeah.
All right, I'm going to play Fox News.
Okay,
I'm going to be a good boy. So
Pay that bill.
we'll take a break and have Fox News next. All right, welcome back to Mornings in Meridian. About 23 minutes away from the 9 o'clock hour and some Glenn Beck. Still got time for your phone calls, obviously, at 601-485-9191. And let's thank our friends down at Trucker Supply. Boy, I tell you what, you mentioned earlier off air, I was like, really? We've gotten to that point now? Christmas time is a-coming?
Well, I did see a Christmas commercial over the weekend.
I saw a Christmas.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
I saw a Christmas tree in a store the other day.
Yeah. Well, and Hallmark even has their Christmas movie list out already. It's like, come on, it's too. I don't watch those things anyway. But,
Yeah.
But 90 days till Christmas.
Wow.
Yep, it's coming, whether you like it or not. Well, Trucker Supply, one-stop shop for all your tools. Of course, they got a full room of Milwaukee tools. Everything they have make great Christmas gifts. And, of course, they've got Yeti. Everything Yeti you need. We all need Yeti, let me tell you. And they also make great Christmas gifts. So go see them. Trucker Supply, 519 Highway 19 South. Of course, they got a great website as well, truckersupply.com. You can give them a call, 601-693-2316. But go see them because you will not walk out of there. First of all, you won't walk out of there empty-handed, but you won't walk out of there unhappy either. They have everything you need and a bunch of stuff you want. Trucker Supply. Make it a Trucker Supply Christmas.
I tell you what, the Yeti stuff, when you go tailgating at these ball games, that is the coolers, mugs. I mean,
keep your coffee hot for hours, days, weeks.
All right, our number 485-9191 here on Mornings in Meridian. Of course, we've been talking a lot about the school bond issue this morning, but in national news, Republicans are struggling to avert a government shutdown due to 5 holdouts. According to headlines I'm reading this morning, the House GOP conference is continuing negotiations to come up with a legislative plan to avert a government shutdown. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says he's optimistic that some sort of a deal will be worked out ahead of the September 30th deadline. The problem is 5 hardline GOP members that are blocking most efforts to pass a stopgap funding resolution. How do these 5 hold so much power? There is only a 5-member advantage for the GOP in the House. Meanwhile, Republican leaders are scrambling to try to pass 4 of their 12 full-year funding bills this week before making another attempt at a short-term measure to keep the government running. So we'll see if any kind of resolution is met before the September 30th deadline or not. So we'll have another government shutdown or not. So, of course, a lot of people are like, yeah, shut it down.
Exactly. That's kind of how I feel. But I don't want people not to get paid. So, that's kind of the issue but just do away with the government.
So it's going to be an interesting week as far as the national landscape goes. You have the government shutdown talk this week, and of course the second GOP debate is coming up Wednesday night. It won't be as much of a crowded stage as it was the first time because there's a little bit more criteria you have to meet going into the debate Wednesday night at the Reagan Library, which, by the way, it's going to be on Fox Business. I want to say Fox News is going to be simulcasting it on their channel
so,
as well.
Who's excluded? Do we know at this point?
Trump's excluded simply because he will not sign the pledge. He will not sign the pledge to support whoever the nominee is.
Sure.
So that gets him out of the running. I know Hutchinson and Burgum will not be there.
Burgum won't be there. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think Burgum's going to be there. I'll have to check and see if there's any update on that. But I think right now it's 6 candidates I think are going to be on the stage at least. And, of course, that's going to be DeSantis, Ramaswamy, Haley, Scott, Pence, and Christie, I think, are the ones that are going to be on the stage. Maybe a 7th one. We'll have to check on the lineup for that Wednesday night. So, so there you go. A couple of top headlines this morning on the national landscape. And, of course, the border. Eagle Pass is tough to watch right now of how bad that's getting.
It's ridiculous. Let's
go back to the phone line. Hey, caller, welcome in.
And who makes the rule that you can't play if you don't sign the pledge? Who made that rule?
The RNC.
Oh, I thought Rhino something committee or something. Is that what that was?
That's right.
Or Rhino National Committee said Trump can't play.
There you go. Well, here's the thing about it. He still probably wouldn't debate anyway if he would have signed the pledge because right now he don't need to debate. So bottom line is that's it.
No, he don't need to go in there and do anything to take away from his lead. Why would he? Only a dummy would do something like that. Christie don't seem to understand that, and if he was in Trump's position, he wouldn't be debating either. You talk about somebody that's not smart, but now I don't understand the government shutdown. Biden offered a plan that will reduce the deficit by $1 trillion over a 10-year period.
Right.
And if you believe that, you got oceanfront property, Meehan, Savoy, Chunky.
Wow, I'll take some, yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit out
right
there.
on the Gulf. So,
Well, the global warming
down.
eventually might be on the Gulf.
Now go back 10 years and see how many new welfare deadbeat giveaway programs the Democrats have come up with over a decade. And you can start with Obama's Clunkers for Cash deal.
Oh,
which
man.
is nothing but a giveaway program for deadbeats. But anyway, so you add up all the programs Biden and the Democrats, well, Biden ain't going to be there, but all the programs the Democrats are going to come up with within the next 10 years, if they still have any power at all, and there will not be no $1 trillion cut from the deficit.
No.
So, again, if you believe that, call me about that property I got.
All right, what's that number?
Yeah, BR549. BR549.
Well,
I got Junior Samples working for me.
Well, you saw where Biden's going to be out there picketing with the UAW folks today.
Yeah, he ain't got a clue what he's doing. Where I see him walking around, not shaking these dignitaries' hands, failing to salute our service people, or sitting there standing at salute, waiting for him to salute back, and can't find the dadgum microphones and a podium. And this is the guy that people are going to vote for by the millions.
Mm-hmm.
You idiots! Almighty! What? How do you? I mean, we might as well take our country and go ahead and give it to China right now. I mean, we don't have a choice. We're just going to lose everything we have. But anyway, and like you said about, I was going to call in about the immigration. Yeah. 8,500 entered in a 24-hour span. Yep. 8,500.
Wow.
We do not have the natural resources to take in every son of a gun in the world who wants to come to this country because they ain't happy where they at. We do not have that, and it's coming. A day of reckoning is coming, and where you're not going to be able to feed your family. Guys, what is this I'm hearing about our medical industry and hospitals, locals and stuff like that are broke, and people are, for some treatments, are being turned away that have insurance? Or are y'all hearing anything like that?
I haven't heard a whole lot about it, but it wouldn't shock me.
Well, we have sat here and give illegals and deadbeats all this health care, and now your child, your family, is not going to have any health care. It can be. It only has so much. You can only take in so much when Medicaid pays, 30 cents on the dollar, and then the rest of it is taken from people who have insurance or can pay. But the price increase, through price increases, is how they get there. So all this stuff cannot go on as is. And the government knows that, and that's why they don't want us to be having no guns and a whole lot of things. But anyway, I don't know, folks. I asked 30 years ago, I started calling in these talk shows, and I asked then, I said, how bad will it have to get before we rise up and take our country back? And every day they say, well, it ain't got that bad yet. Well, 17 million unborn children were murdered. How bad do you want it to be? They've already been murdered by these people. But anyway, guys, let me get out of here. Thanks a lot.
All right, appreciate it. Yep. All right, 601-485-9191. I think Buck Sexton put it real well the other day on Clay and Buck, which, by the way, they'll be back on the air today at 11. Buck simply said they were talking about something with the border, and he said, you know what? I don't recognize my country anymore. You know, and it just brought up all these issues that we bring up every single day. It's like, I simply do not recognize these United States of America anymore. Do not recognize it. Just Eagle Pass, Texas, folks. These are not Hollywood images that are being put forth on the news channels. Yeah. This is stuff, well, one or two news channels that are actually showing the border. But this is happening. I mean, it basically is an open gate right now, and it's been open for a while. Yeah. And we're not just talking about folks from Mexico or Venezuela. We're talking about people from other parts of the world that see that there is an open border and that they are simply able just to walk right across it. And these border agents, if they're, There's a lot of people I feel sorry for in the world. They are at the top of the list, these border agents, because they feel like they are powerless to do anything about it.
They can't do anything about it.
And they can't. They are
overwhelming.
I mean, it's not one hand tied behind their back, it's both right now, and they just simply have to watch it happen. And they're here, folks, and it's only going to get worse as time goes along. It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And, we talk about we're a nation of immigrants, and people justify, we got to let them in because of what we did with Ellis Island and things like that. But if you look at Ellis Island, have we processed them? There was a certain level of, it was probably less than 10% that they rejected outright, whether there was disease or they thought maybe they wouldn't be a contributing factor to our society. But there was a process then, and it was very much organized. People went through it and were documented. And now it's just like, we'll just come wherever you are, And so we have no control whatsoever. At least we had control back in the day when we had that huge wave of immigration, which, of course, helped build this country in the early part of the 20th century. So anyway,
crazy stuff.
Totally different, and we need to get a handle on it. I mean, we've got to put it in check.
Absolutely.
Control it.
Got a phone call on the line. Phone caller, hang on just one moment because we need to thank one of our great sponsors. I'm going to tell you what, Jeffrey Wilson State Farm Insurance, boy, like a good neighbor, Jeffrey's going to be there for you, and you can save a lot of cash whenever you combine your home and auto insurance.
$889. Wow! Yeah. That'll buy you some lottery tickets.
Yeah!
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Buy me some gas to get to the polls.
Oh, maybe. Probably it's not that much. Come on now. Let's be realistic. Anyway, State Farm agent Jeffrey Wilson is ready to help you combine your home and auto and save up to $889 here right here in Meridian. Give them a call, 601-483-8253. And, like they say, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Jeffrey Wilson's a good neighbor, and he's a good friend to a lot of folks here in town. And, you want your insurance agent to be accessible, somebody you see him all over town, because when you need him, you want to say, yo, Jeff, I got a problem.
That's right.
And he will answer his phone and help you with that as well. But, you meet with him once a year. He kind of reevaluates your insurance needs and makes adjustments, whether it's up, down, whatever you need. So it's important that you have a good relationship with your insurance agent. And there's not a better one here in town. Jeffrey Wilson, State Farm Insurance. He's over there on Highway 39 North. Give him a call, 601-483-8253.
All right, phone lines are lighting up again. Let's go back to them. Good morning, caller. Welcome in.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
We're doing good, sir. How are you?
I've been trying to find me another internet subscriber, too.
Yes, sir.
And I called several this weekend. You know what they all told me?
What?
Don't forget to bring your Medicaid card or your SNAP card, and you get an extra $30 off.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Savings.
I've been an American taxpayer for over 65 years. I can't qualify.
A SNAP. So if you're on food stamps, you get cheaper internet.
Can save money.
What?
Wow.
How does that even work?
Good Lord.
That way, instead of $59, I get it for $29.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, was it?
I didn't know that.
Well, since we got you on the line, was it a quiet night out at the homestead last night?
Yeah, pretty quiet last night now.
Okay.
I
took a break.
I ain't heard the first shot go off.
There we go.
It must be getting short.
They
First
yeah,
month be right around the corner, and they'll speed up again.
Well, that football season,
yeah, they
Sunday
took
night, they're watching the games.
took a day of rest, it being the Sabbath. So there you go.
Oh, that's what it was, the Sabbath.
Well, we got all the checks come in, they get some more bullets.
Oh.
Appreciate your call this morning. Honestly, I love
Be
it.
good.
All right, but you be good too. I love it. Oh gosh, 601-485-9191. Let's go back to the phone line. Hey, caller. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jim. I know time is running, but listen, somebody needs to, and I know when WALT talks, Washington listen. So I hope y'all heard it this morning, Washington. JP, when you said that the border needs fixing, Congress needs to pass something, it has nothing to do with what needs fixing with thousands of people rushing illegally across the border. Has nothing to do with a broken immigration system. And somebody needs to let her know that.
And also someone needs to let her know this as well. When the question is always asked, they want to pass the buck to who? The previous administration. And I'm like,
it's their fault.
That's the best you can do.
And she don't get called out for it. I mean, and one more thing about it. I seen her this weekend. She got two pair of eyes.
I don't know. I try not to pay that much attention to her.
That'd be weird.
No, you can't miss that, babe. You can't. I mean, what is she got? You can't miss that eyelash. No, I'm saying that she must have two pair of eyes. Because when she blink her eye, flash her eyes down, whatever she got on her eyelid is like another pair of eyes.
Oh man, Corinne Jean-Pierre.
Yeah.
KGP.
All right, well, we're listening in, Jim, and y'all have a great day, as always.
All right.
It's a good program. And I know Washington, y'all are listening in, so y'all pay attention to the peoples of the radio land of WALT.
Yeah! I love it. There we go. Appreciate you, my man. All right, 601-485-9191. One more call before we get to our last break of the morning. Hey, caller, welcome in.
And where are all these immigrants coming through to get here? Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico. There would not, Mexico people, they would be starving to death down there if it was not for America. Y'all know where Suburbans are made? Mexico. Our
ain't on strike.
Factories went to Mexico. Mexico could stop all this. They're abetting all this, and we're allowing to. Trump said, y'all will stop this, we'll pull our factories out from down there. We'll pull our monetary support of Mexico out from down there, and Mexico quit giving them a ride from their southern border up to our southern border. I mean, it would be very simple. They've got to have Mexico's help to do what they're doing, and they're allowing it. Mexico is allowing it, and we're the sole provider for Mexico. But anyway, all right, guys. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Chuck. All right, we're going to take a break here on Mornings of Meridian, pay off the rest of our bills, and come back and wrap up the show. Stay close. All right, we got just a few minutes left here on Mornings in Meridian. Glad you're making this a part of your Monday, September the 25th. Of course, Glenn Beck is up next, followed by Clay and Buck, the great Sean Hannity at 2, and, of course, Joe Pags on your drive home. And Folks, if you want to go support a good local business and save some money for your home office or business office with one of those great lease return color copiers, then give Purvis Business Machines a shot.
That's right. Lease return color copiers. You can save up to 85%.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. 85%. You're paying 15% of retail on those bad boys. Of course, they've got all kinds of copiers and document management machines up there at Purvis Business Machines. Go see them at their great showroom, 4505 Highway 39 North. Got a great website, too, gopurvis.com. And their number's easy to remember, 601-693-COPY. What I really like about Purvis, not only the quality products and the outstanding staff they have, but their motto, they live by it, service, not excuses. Since 1979. 601-693-COPY. Check them out online as well, gopurvis.com.
Another Monday Night Football doubleheader tonight, which is a little unusual for the NFL, but you brought up a good point earlier. They may be doing this a doubleheader deal because of the writers' strike.
That's
you would think because they said the writers' strike's about to be over, but anyway,
yay! I'm so happy.
ABC will have a ball game on at 6:15 tonight. You got the Eagles at the Buccaneers, a couple of 2-0 ball clubs there, so maybe it's a decent one. And then ESPN and ESPN2, of course, you'll have the Manning cast on one of those. You'll have the LA Rams at the Cincinnati Bengals tonight. So, so Bengals are winless right now, and Rams are at 1-1. So
are the Bengals burless?
That's a good question. I know he's been nursing a calf injury. Didn't look good the first couple of weeks. Of course, he missed most of training camp, so we'll see how that all kind of works out.
Are they going to give the Dolphins the next couple of weeks off? Y'all scored enough. Take the next 2 weeks off. Take a little vacation.
Never, ever in my lifetime seen an NFL team put up 70 on somebody.
Yeah, I have now, and it was Sean Payton. Ouch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. 0-3.
Yeah.
That's no good.
It's not.
That's no good. So we got those two Monday night games on tonight. And, of course, college football over the weekend. Alabama, Ole Miss. Alabama wins that ball game 24-10. Alabama didn't look great, but they found a way to get it done.
Well, it was a tough for the big three here in Mississippi. Tough day.
Yeah. State put up 30 points, but loses to South Carolina. And Southern Miss, of course, with Arkansas State there. So, it was not a good weekend. So, but Georgia's, of course, still holding down number one. Ohio State, Notre Dame went down to the bitter end. Florida State had to win in overtime, and Coach Prime had to eat a little humble pie this weekend too.
Ooh, a little? That was a big slice of humble pie right there.
A big old slice.
Well, and what they got? USC next, is that right? He doesn't get any easier.
But you know what?
Pac-10 or Pac-12 is tough. Yeah.
How many games that team win a year ago? This program. One. And they've already got 3. Yeah. So.
Oh, no, it's a success story regardless. Yeah. But I think, as you said, I think they were riding a little bit high, thinking they could, they had aspirations for playoffs. And I think now they've come down to earth a little bit, and which is good, you know, because you can revamp and say, okay, we are a team and we do have faults, and these are the ones we have to address.
So there you go. So Monday Night Football tonight with 2 bowl games. So,
right.
Folks, have a good rest of your day. Of course, we'll be back in with you tomorrow from 7 until 9, as we'll be officially a week out from the bond election on the 3rd of October.
What are we going to talk about after that?
I don't know.
We'll talk about the corners race again.
There is a November race coming up.
Yes. We'll move on to that one.
Folks, have a great day, and Glenn Beck is up next. Buy local. We'll see you.
I don't know who my neighbors are, and there's bars on the corners and bars on my heart.